The answer is 2. What's the question? How many does it take to tango? I have 2 cookies. You ask for 1. How many do I have left? Which prime number happens to be an even number? How many Sith are there? What's more powerful than a hydrogen bomb? How many people you can murder without being called a serial killer? If you woke up as the last person alive tomorrow, what would you do first? Make sure I was the last person on Earth. I'd probably spend the rest of my life on this project. Pack my shit at Aldi as slow as I fucking feel like. Go back to sleep. Do I know I'm the only person alive? If not, then I'd probably search for other signs of human life. Vatican Archives. In Stephen King's The Stand, 99% of the world's population is killed off by a virus. Nearly everyone gets sick and dies. Except for those that are immune. One chapter in the book recounts the second epidemic, in which the surviving humans die in a bunch of far more mundane ways. A little girl falls off her bicycle and fractures her skull. A man accidentally gives himself a fatal drug overdose. A woman unknowingly traps herself in a walk-in freezer, etc. I'm going to assume that I'd die in an equally stupid way. But what would I do first? Probably hop the fence and finally find out what the fuck my neighbor has been getting up to in that shed of his. What should everyone try once? A different haircut or hairstyle than you usually have. Not trying to be cool and just being themselves. A Japanese-style toilet seat that sprays like a bidet. Wife bought me one and I was mad. Now I hate using regular toilets. Living on their own. Their best smiley face. Creating art. What is something that Reddit loves but you don't? Forming aggressive opinions on things I've never experienced. Acting self-righteous over disliking something popular. Asking stupid questions on AskReddit. Misconstruing innocent comments and not seeing nuance. Also no gray areas in Reddit. If you are pro-dogs then you must hate cats. If you love children then you must hate child-free couples. If you lose weight then you're obviously fat-phobic. Every single comment has to be 100% unambiguous and account for every angle and every argument or you will be downvoted and dogpiled by the mob in the comments. Everything is right or wrong. There is no room for anything else. It's either you completely agree, or you are a worthless piece of shit. Rick and Morty and Minecraft. People who grew up with extremely religious parents. What were some dumb things they claimed were sins? I wasn't allowed to watch He-Man because, he says, I have the power, and only God has the power. Also Cabbage Patch dolls were created by an evil pedo because they had his signature on their butt. Edit. Typo. I got my Pokemon games and cards taken away after my parents found out that Pokemon evolve. They didn't want me to grow up believing in evolution. Dancing is the vertical expression of a horizontal act. Dancing. And my mom nearly had a heart attack when I told her that drinking wasn't a sin. But it was a sin to say it was a sin. The two that stand out the most are coming home to find my Pikachu stuffed animal's ears cut off to 1/3 length and sewed at the new end since the old ears were too long and were basically the devil's horns. Being forced to throw out my extensive deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had the best deck in my class and played at recess all the time. I'm agnostic now. If you thought about sinning, you may as well have done it. So I would, for example, get punished and have to beg forgiveness just because I looked at the cookie jar after I had been told I couldn't have one. They could decide at random what they were convinced was going on in my head. If aliens asked you to pick one song to represent humanity, what would you pick? How could I ever pass the opportunity to rickroll an entire intelligent civilization other than humans? Welcome to the jungle. Let the bodies hit the floor. Everybody wants to rule the world. Eyes. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Yakety sax. What were you skeptical of until you tried it? Getting my ears cleaned by a professional. Oh sweet baby Jesus. Melatonin for insomnia. Thought it was some new age crap, but it works like a dream for me. Tampons. Delivered groceries. Painkillers. I rarely take them now because I don't want to become an addict. But they really help when I have 10 out of 10 painful period cramps. But recently they had been lacking in help. So my friends suggested I do 2 at a time instead of 1. Which really helped. Antidepressants. Struggled with recurring crippling depression from the age of 8. Until I was 24. Got put on an SSRI, and after 6 months it had brought me out of the depression into a life of feeling genuine joy in life without the fear of feeling the lows as a result. What's a common practice that shouldn't exist? Family vlogs. Absolute disgusting. Buying single-ply toilet paper for your employees. Like, fuck free coffee. Fuck free snacks. Fuck free beer. I just want to be able to wipe comfortably. Using your children for social media clout. Child beauty pageants. Purchasing political favors directly with cash and somehow it's not a bribe. Being rewarded for throwing temper tantrums in public at retail or service workers.
Subscribe, my brothers.